G'day mateys, Tanan the Entrepreneur here, coming to you from the lovely and very hot Taichung, Taiwan. I've got the backpack on, guys. I'm getting ready to head out to Costco again. But for those of you looking for ways to make money, and obviously a lot of people are looking to online platforms nowadays, because they're sort of, I guess, looking for the easier option. And yes, it can be easier, but sometimes it's also not that easy. But I want to pull your attention to this little fella here. This little old Samsung S5. I've had that phone for probably 4 or 5 years now. It was the phone I brought with me when I came to Taiwan. Obviously, I've since upgraded to a new one. Now, the big thing about this phone is, although it's old and it's outdated, it's actually new and valuable to somebody else somewhere in the world. So I've just had another successful auction on this phone on eBay. I got this phone for free. Paid with a contract. I think it was a 2-year contract on the phone. It was like one of the cheap contracts, and obviously I could have gone for a more expensive contract. We got a much better, much newer phone at the time, but I was just after something that worked and did the job. So this phone technically didn't cost me anything, apart from the cost of the contract, which is your calls and your internet and all that sort of stuff. But I guarantee most of us today, if you've ever had a phone contract, probably have one of these lying around somewhere. Whether it's an iPhone or a Samsung or a Nokia or a Huawei, whatever, you've probably got an old phone lying around the house. So auction, sold to some guy, or an individual. Sorry, we won't say guy because I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, but sold to an individual in the Russian Federation in Moscow. $40 US plus an extra 20 for shipping, so a total of $60 US, which is nearly like $90 Australian. So hey, not too bad for an old 5-year phone that was lying around just collecting dust. Alright guys, so I am out and about and on my way. I've got a couple stops to make before I get to Costco. Like I was saying, like we've probably all got an old phone lying around the house that we're not using, as long as it's working. It's got this battery, it's got a charger at least. Mine had the charger, the original Samsung earphones. What else did it have? It had like the micro USB charger, extension cable, obviously the battery, the phone itself, all that sort of stuff. But if you are going to sell used electronics on somewhere like eBay or Facebook, Marketplace, something like that, just be mindful. There are a lot of scams around it. If you're on eBay, you can go in and you can actually set your your buyer preferences, so any brand new accounts or anything like that, you can block them from making bids or making offers on your listings. People with unpaid item strikes, people with negative feedback scores, you can block all those people from actually being able to view, make bids and make purchases, which is probably going to eliminate you probably about 95% of all the scammers on there. It is what it is. $60 is $60, especially if you're like me and you're like overseas in a different country, doing your hustle. So shipping wise, to ship that phone to the Russian Federation, based on the estimates I looked at on the shipping website, it's probably looking at somewhere between like $10 to $15 US. So I'm going to make $5 on the shipping. And then there's the product, the $40 for the actual phone itself, which, like I said, I got it on a plan. So the phone technically on paper didn't cost me a thing. It's a nice tidy like $45 US in my pocket, which obviously in a country like Taiwan, that's not too bad. So that's pretty good money. You can do a lot with $45 US here. Probably, given that, especially here in Taiwan, we're talking about a country where you can live reasonably comfortable for about $10 a day. You know what I mean? So that one item is pretty much like a week's worth of living. So imagine if you sort of you flip 5 of those a week, every week, or 5 items like that a week every week. Do you know what I mean? And when you're talking about somewhere like eBay, where they've got like 160, 170 million active users, like. Do you know what I mean? So it's easy. It's not easy because there's a lot of competition out there, but it is possible. But you've got to start somewhere. Just go for those old items around the house. I watched one of the YouTube guru guys, and he claims that every single person in the world, like at least in the developed sort of worlds, has probably got an easy $1,000 to $2,000 worth of stuff lying around their house that's literally just sitting there collecting dust that hasn't seen sunlight for years, that you could flip on eBay. $1,000 to $2,000 worth of stuff. I don't know about you guys, but $1,000 to $2,000, most of us would probably make a big difference right about now. Like, you could do a lot of good shit with that money. Pay bills, catch up on this, catch up on that. Put it towards that family vacation. That sort of you haven't taken for 10 years because you just haven't been able to scrape to get enough money, like whatever. So yeah, guys, just have a look at it, but do your research, see what you can get for the product. If you price too high, it's not going to sell. If you price too low, you're going to leave money on the table. So do your research, so you protect yourself against any possible scams out there. You don't know what to look out for, and then just do it, guys. Pull the trigger, take action. And as one of the guys I like to follow, called Dan Pena, always says, just fucking do it. So apart from that, have a great day, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for watching.